If you've ever retreated into a pitch-black, silent room to escape a throbbing pulse in your head, you know the isolation of a migraine. It's a physical ordeal that is frequently misunderstood and unfairly dismissed as just a bad headache. For a long time, the medical world relied on a theory involving blood vessels. The idea was that the pain came simply from the pipes in your head swelling up and pressing against the surrounding tissue. We now know that the story starts much deeper. Research shows that a migraine is a disorder of the brain's own internal circuitry, originating in the way neurons communicate with one another. A migraine is a temporary crisis of electrical and chemical signals. It is a biological event that briefly overrides the brain's normal operating systems. The process begins with a slow, silent wave of static electricity, a phenomenon called cortical spreading depression that rolls across the surface of the brain, temporarily shutting down normal activity in its wake. This wave triggers the prodrome phase, which is why you might feel early warning signs hours or even days before any pain hits. You might experience a sudden crash of fatigue, intense cravings for specific foods, or a fog that makes it hard to think clearly. As the electrical wave passes through the areas of the brain that handle your senses, it creates the aura. This can manifest as flickering zigzags in your vision, blind spots, or a creeping sensation of pins and needles moving across your face and limbs. These strange experiences aren't imaginary. They are the direct physical result of that electrical wave moving through your brain's processing centers. This diagram shows the trigeminal nerve, the brain's primary security system for the head and face. The electrical wave eventually crashes into this network, which monitors the blood vessels and the brain's protective lining. The security system misinterprets this electrical wave as a major threat. It panics and hits the master alarm, sending the entire region into a state of high alert. The system responds to this alarm by releasing a protein called CGRP. These act like a swarm of overeager chemical security guards, flooding the area to confront the perceived intruder. This flood causes neurogenic inflammation. Think of it as a sterile fire. The blood vessels swell and fluid leaks into the brain's lining, creating a massive inflammatory response even though there's no actual injury. The punishing, throbbing pain of a migraine is the feeling of that sterile fire. It is the result of your own biological security system deploying an overwhelming false alarm. While that chemical fire is burning, your nerves become sensitized. They become so hyper-responsive that the threshold for what they consider painful drops to almost zero. Your brain responds by cranking its sensory dials to maximum. In this state, the dim light of a lamp can feel like a blinding searchlight, and the hum of a refrigerator can sound like a jackhammer. This leads to allodynia, where normally harmless touch becomes painful. Brushing your hair, feeling the weight of your glasses, or even resting your head on a soft pillow can trigger intense pain signals. If the world feels like it's attacking you during a migraine, it's because your pain receptors have been hijacked, turning everyday surroundings into physical trauma. Eventually, the chemical flood drains away, and the throbbing stops. But the event isn't quite over. You enter the postdrome phase. This is a lingering neurological hangover. You might feel completely drained of energy, struggle with mental fog, or feel a sharp twinge of pain if you move your head too quickly. A migraine attack is a systemic process that takes time to conclude. The disappearance of the headache is just one step in a multi-day recovery. This graph shows that you are far from alone. Millions of people live with this sensitive neurological threshold, with a massive spike in prevalence for people in their 30s, particularly among women. Because this condition affects so many people, researchers have spent decades tracing every step of this chain reaction. They followed that electrical wave until they found the exact point where it turns into a chemical flood. This map has led to a new generation of medicine. These treatments are designed to specifically block the CGRP protein, the chemical guards, effectively disarming the alarm before the sterile fire can ever start. Understanding a migraine as a physical event in the brain changes how we treat it. It's not a character flaw or a simple headache. It's a biological storm that we are finally learning how to quiet.